Alright, y'all, we back at it like a crack addict. What's going on, y'all? What's up, what's up, what's up? Can you all see me? Can you all hear me? I know it's rather late right now for some of y'all, but bear with me, stay awake. Chug a cup of coffee or 400 milligrams of caffeine. Whatever you need to do to hang with your boy, Neo. What's going on, y'all? What's up, what's happening? Let me go ahead and pop this chat out right quick. How's everything? Audio matching the visual. Level sounding all right. I can, in fact, hear you. Oh, yes, that is very good. It's our Lord and Savior. Oh, me, Bryce? Me? Nah, never that, my brother. Never that. But I'm happy to be in that conversation. Perfect timing for me. I came back from work just an hour ago. Will you look at that? Will you look at that? Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, y'all, we got a late night Ask Neo going on today. It's crazy. I feel like Ask Neo is getting pushed later and later into the evening. First, it started out at like 6 p.m., then 6:30, and then 7:30, and now here we are. It is 9:30. But you know, nothing changes with the passage of time. We just go ahead and start at the top with the shout-outs. We got Naruto ST first in the chat. Hello, I hope everything is well. Yeah, man, shit is going pretty smooth, man. It's been a great past couple days. Cannot complain whatsoever. We got Otaku Underground, Ask Neo at night. Yeah, we over here asking some questions at night. Yes, sir. We got Long Live Kevin Samuels with the $1.99 super chat. That One Piece trailer looks awful. Oh yeah, we gonna get into that, man. We gonna get into that live action One Piece. Rest assured. And he also says, I hope you spoil that goofy Flash movie tonight. Now, we're going to talk about Flash, too. We're going to talk about Flash as well. I don't think I'll get into spoilers because, you know, we're doing the whole wait like 3 streams before we openly discuss spoilers. So, yeah, we're not going to do that for Flash tonight. But I'm definitely going to give my thoughts on it, rest assured. We got David Biglod in the chat. We got Momo, Ask Neo After Hours. Yo, if we ever had an Ask Neo After Dark or something... I like to think the Ask Neos are PG-13 for the most part. TV-14, you know? Nothing too wild happens. But if we have Ask Neo After Dark, that's going to be something different. We definitely will get banned off of YouTube for that. Who else is in here? We got Flame in the chat. 8:30 for an Ask Neo, always late. Is it really late, man? A wizard always arrives exactly when he's supposed to. We got Rhino Kingpin in the building. Year from the Flash IMAX. Well, that man just saw one of the movies of all time. What's going on, Angel? How you doing, bro? We got NKDN. We out here. I'm down late for tonight. Yes, sir. If y'all are enjoying that stream, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. We got PierretheGamer, Nintendo Direct, baby. Please, Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess remasters. Yes, for those who don't know, there is indeed going to be a Nintendo Direct. When did they say it was happening? Was it tomorrow or was it next Wednesday? Knowing Nintendo, they always like to announce it like one day out. So yeah, if it's happening tomorrow, I'm excited. I am excited to get my expectations up and then have them just shat into oblivion, because that's always what happens. It's like Nintendo Direct, you get some good announcements, and at the same time, if you're a Wind Waker fan, kill yourself, because that's what it feels like. But it's good to see you, Pierre. Flame just saw Across the Spider-Verse and it was amazing. Yeah, Flame, we've been trying to tell you that for the past couple weeks, my brother. Across the Spider-Verse is one of the best. We got Aluron in the chat. We got KiddStupefy, and we got Jason. First, change my mind. Wait, what did you say? First, change my mind. This man is saying, like, I don't care. Yeah, y'all left all the comments. The comments, it doesn't count until I come into the picture. That's what Jason is telling y'all. Oh, shit. Jason got that big dick energy tonight. We got Hibachi in the chat. Wagwan, brethren. How you doing, man? How you doing, bro? We got Julian Phoenix with the $1.99 super chat. Spoil, Spider-Verse, and John Wick. Oh, we can definitely talk about John Wick because it's been a couple of months. And Spider-Verse, yeah, we're about like, what, 3 weeks out since Spider-Verse came out? We can discuss Spider-Verse spoilers. It's about time. The movie is about halfway to $1 billion. If you haven't seen it by now, and now that Flame has seen it, we can officially talk about it. So we're going to talk about Spider-Verse spoilers tonight and John Wick spoilers. We got DIMWITMONKEY and Feared Camille in the chat. What's up, gentlemen? B-Rex Media, Bryce, what's up, what's up? We got Kory Gryffindor, my man, Kory Gryffindor. Your boy graduated and got his bachelor's in art. Yo, shout out to the boy, Kory Gryffindor. Congratulations, my brother. I see you got a pretty sweet graduation gift as well, man. So shout out to you, my guy. Keep on growing that black excellence. Keep it coming, man. We got Ms. Zelda Moon in the chat. Hello, Ms. Zelda Moon. How you doing today? What you been up to? How are things? Let's see. We got Dots in the chat. Saw The Flash yesterday, and good lord, everybody be complaining about the CGI in the movie, but I be complaining about the horrific fan service. Oh, best believe your boy Neo complains about both. Complains about both because yeah, they made some interesting creative decisions. That's all I'll say. Let's see. We got RJ in the chat. We got Darkstar Archangel. What's up, gentlemen? How y'all doing? Pi Studios. Let's see who else is in here. We got Katana. What's up, Katana? Zaddy Hours. We got Lord Bananas in the chat. What's up, Lord Bananas? Where's the Archangel of Apples? Where's there? I feel like there's a whole universe to this shit. Let's see who else. We got Brosie in the chat. Demon time tonight. I see. No, sir. Ain't no demon time tonight. This is the wholesome Christian YouTube hours. Cause I'm a Christian boy. I don't get. Listen, guys. I've never even held a girl's hand before in my life. So if you guys can stop all these slanderous accusations. We got J World in the chat. What's going on, J World? What's up, Reed94? We got Oblivion. Yeah, we doing the late night ass Neos, y'all. I don't think it's gonna be a crazy long session. We'll probably go until 11 p.m. So a solid hour and a half. We got Pop in the chat. Neo, are you ready? Final Fantasy 16 coming soon. That's right. Soon come Final Fantasy 16. The time has come, and so have I. And I just changed my pants, but then you see Final Fantasy 16, and it's like, fuck. Gotta get a new pair, man. Let's see. We got the Midnight Neo in the chat. Baby. That's what I'm talking about. Darkstar out here endorsing piracy. We got Trapped in My Psych. What's up? We got Res Sage. We got Pierre. James Gunn really said The Flash was the greatest movie he ever seen. Yo, like I said, we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it when we talk about that Flash movie. We definitely gonna talk about some stuff. My man, James Gunn. I don't know if I can call this man my mans anymore. Okay, so the Nintendo Direct is, in fact, tomorrow at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock a.m. All right. We got Sterling in the chat. What's up, Sterling? We got Royal Blue. We got Dude, I Got Food. Neo, I just want to let you know that I've been addicted to 2 Point Campus ever since you mentioned how good it was. Yo, dude, 2 Point, like I said, it was the craziest weekend in a while. I just downloaded 2 Point Hospital, and I got sucked in. Like, it was the weirdest thing, man. It's like I got sucked into this shit, and it was like one of those things where it's like, all right, I'll put it down for a bit. No, let me go back and play a little bit more. And it was like a fun little weekend addiction. I haven't played it since that weekend, but it was great, man. Now I see why people are so obsessed with these, like, simulation, these building games, these management type games. This is fucking fun, man. And I guess that's why I love the management stuff in, like, the Yakuza games, like the Cabaret Club, running Ichiban Holdings and sending it to the motherfucking moon. It's great stuff, man. Let's see who else is in here. We got Blue Senshi 19 with the $5 super chat. Thank you, my brother. No work tomorrow, so I'm relaxing today. I might read the Ocarina of Time manga later. Yo, speaking of the Zelda manga, Ms. Zelda Moon, I don't know if you've read that, but I remember I bought that for my brother. I think I bought him the Majora's... Was it the Majora's Mask manga? No, I got him Majora's Mask for 3DS for one of his birthdays, and I think I got him the Zelda manga for Christmas one year. I've never actually touched the Zelda manga. The only manga that I've touched based off a Nintendo property was the Pokemon manga, and that shit was lit, bro. The Pokemon manga back in the day? Oh, man. It was like if you wanted to take the Pokemon show and you actually made it serious, that's what the Pokemon manga was about. It was awesome. Kid Cool, what's up, my brother? We got RJ in the chat. Blue Senshi has Dreamcast Guys' profile picture. LOL, dude. I just realized that. Holy, I just realized you have Dreamcast Guys your profile picture. Oh my god. Now I can't get that out of my head, man. Shout out Dreamcast Guy. Keep on dreaming. Oh man. Alright, who else is in here? We got Valkyne24. What's up, Maddie? How you doing, my brother? I see you've been killing it in the gym, my guy. I see you. Let's see. Who else is in here? Boom, boom, boom. We got Steel Rain in the chat. You talk about the beautiful people here. Steel Rain, I think you need to look in the mirror, my brother, because that is the most beautiful person there is. Next to my girlfriend, Ms. Zelda Moon, of course. Don't get me started with Coconut Lord. Oh, yo, so there's some beef to this. Oh, man, I need to get the backstory behind this beef. Hopefully it's kosher. We got Zack Rodriguez. What's up, Zack? How you doing, my brother? Oh, you on that Neo 2? Nice, nice. Speaking of games and shit, what y'all been playing recently? What y'all been watching recently? What y'all been reading recently? What y'all been up to recently? It's been a while since we chopped it up. And by a while, I meant a week. But a week is a very long time when you're hanging out with such amazing, incredible individuals like yourself. Your boy Neo, it's been pretty crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? Like between family, I say it's every week, but it is what it is. Between family stuff, you know, relationships, work, all that good stuff, personal development. You know, I haven't been doing too much gaming, but you know, I've been dabbling a little bit before Final Fantasy 16 come out. I don't want to get too obsessed into one game. Don't want to get too sucked in because, you know, Final Fantasy 16 come out Thursday, and that's the only thing we're focusing on. So your boy Neo has been, ironically, you can thank the Xbox Showcase for this, but your boy Neo just decided to fire up his old playthrough of Fable Anniversary. I started it back in 2021, and I was thinking to myself, yo, I'm about to run through Fable 1, Fable 2, and then stomach Fable 3 before Fable, you know, the reboot come out. And the way it's looking right now, I got about another 2 years before they release that. But it's been nice. It's been nice going through Fable again. Fable's one of those games where it's just nice to have have an RPG where you can have 100% completion or close to it within the span of like, what, 20 hours, 25 hours tops. And, you know, the humor in Fable, you don't really see too much of nowadays. So that's been great. So Fable, not really been putting too much time into other stuff like I was playing before, like Jedi Survivor or Zelda. Because, you know, I'm just like waiting. I don't want to get too obsessed in one game and have to put that down before Final Fantasy 16 comes out, which comes out this Thursday. And I am so ecstatic, man. I'm pulling up to GameStop early morning on Thursday to pick up my copy. I'm about to play it as much as I can before I go into work. And then after that, man, it's just, I'm kind of wishing it was a deload week so I didn't have to go to the gym, because that way I could just dedicate every single time that I have to Final Fantasy. But, you know, we gotta make these gains, man. We gotta make these gains. But rest assured, we still gonna be on this Final Fantasy 16. Who's getting Final Fantasy 16 this week? Sound off down below in the comments. Who else is in here? Oh, we got Danny Dement. What's up, Danny? Oh, damn, you went full government name? No more Shadow Wolf? We got full government name in the chat. My brother Danny, what's up? What's up? Let's see. We got Black Lightning in the chat. We got TSWS Gaming. What's up, my brother? How you doing? We got Acebreaker. Late night with Neo and my pants are off. You know, I take that as a compliment, Acebreaker. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. You got some lotion too? What's going on, Acebreaker? We got John the Don, my brother, who's been a member of the Phantom Weirdo tier for the past 10 months. Was good, Neo in chat. Happy Final Fantasy 16 week. That's right. Don't listen to the angry granddads, F them dudes, and enjoy Final Fantasy 16 greatness this week. Also, Mayo equals ew. So John, I love almost every single thing about your super chat, but at the same time, mayo is not gross. Maybe Hellman's mayo is gross, but as it stands, mayonnaise is good. Especially if you get some nice Chipotle mayo, put that on a sandwich, maybe dip some fries in it. Yeah, I don't care. We started out the stream being proud. I'm loud and proud. It's very proudful for me to say that, I know, but it is Pride Month, man. And I can't keep this side of me in the closet any longer. I'm tired of you guys saying that Chipotle mayo ain't greatness. It isn't. I don't care what y'all talk about. If you got a problem with this, you can X off of the stream. I don't care. Oh. Okay, you know what? I might as well. Let me just do the shout outs real quick before this stream gets messy. But welcome everybody to another fantastic and fabulous episode of Ask Neo. If y'all are tuning in for the very first time, welcome. Ask Neo is my weekly Q&A series where you guys ask me questions and I answer them to the best of my ability. Today's a little different. We're having a late night stream. We late night boys and gals out here. So that's going to be very fun. We're probably going to see a lot of heads we normally don't see. So welcome to the stream, you guys. If this is your first time tuning in, give the stream a like. It's a great way to support the channel and enjoy your stay, whether you're on your way home from work, headed to work, whether you're chilling in the crib, playing some video games, cooking some dinner, eating some food. You might be clapping some cheeks or getting your cheeks clapped. Whatever y'all doing right now, I appreciate y'all coming through. Down below in the video description, you guys can find a couple of links of interest. So first things first, my social media outlets, where I like to congregate outside of the YouTubes. twitter.com/NeoGameSpark. If you guys want to give me a follow, you can see all of my lukewarm to hot takes. In addition to that, we have the Discord community, the Phantom Weirdos, where Jason, courtesy of Jason, he started this. People have been having a lot of fun making memes of your boy on there. Last week, we had a couple of photos on screen of just like the random things that people have been making using my face over the past couple of years. And it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a lot of fun. Jason has been providing all the templates for those things, and I have to check to see if people have been, if people have been making new ones. But people have just been taking random quotes of things that I've said on Ask Neo throughout the past couple of months and just like superimposing that stuff on this really dramatic image of myself. I don't know what it is about my face. People just they just think I have a very memeable face. But let me go ahead and check this out right quick. Let's see. Okay, so Phantom Weirdos. Bang. We're gonna go into God, let's see. I'm trying to figure out which, because I know we put it in the general chat. Pants are off. Oh God, Jason. So Jason went ahead and clipped something. We gotta go check it out. But I'm checking the meme catalog right now. Welcome to the chat, S. Let's see if anyone's posted any memes of me recently. Good lord, this meme chat is wild. There's some really good ones here. But yeah, check out the meme catalog. There's a lot of good stuff there, and I know just before the end of the night, somebody's gonna post some wild shit. In addition to that, yeah, down below in the video description, links to my Patreon page, YouTube membership, things like that, ways to support the channel. And that's basically that, y'all. Ask Neo is our Q&A series where we just have fun, we bicker, we banter, we hear some of the wildest hot takes from folks who live in Florida who have a really awesome cat. It's a lot of good stuff and great times to be had. But yeah, we have a couple of super chats here that I got to get through. So we have a $4.99 super chat from Julian Phoenix. I need your help. I don't have a PS5 and I can't play Final Fantasy XVI. Can you recommend me similar games for the Series S or the PS4? Similar games to Final Fantasy XVI? Well, that's the thing. Final Fantasy XVI is an action. It's like a hack and slash RPG, right? So if you're looking for something that's within that same ilk, I would definitely say something like, and this is so funny, Flame is going to roast me into eternity. I would definitely say something like A Tales of Arise, because, that's an action hack and slash RPG with really deep combat and great arts and stuff you can pull off. It's got a pretty good story, too, until the final act of the game where it drags on. But regardless to that, Tales of Arise is a really good game. Scarlet Nexus is also another really good action hack and slash RPG. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's available as well. But it seems like you wanted something that's not necessarily turn-based. I'm trying to think of other ones that are actually really good, because there are action RPGs out there, but not a lot of them are particularly great. And I'm trying to find a game that's great, that balances the playtime to the combat, in addition to having a great narrative and stuff like that. Because there's a bunch of different things that go around. Other than that, I mean, could say something like Dragon's Dogma is really good. Dragon's Dogma is great. They remastered that and they put it on the systems, and it's dirt cheap. You can get it for $5. Devil May Cry 5, while it's not an RPG, it is an action-based game, and the combat designer for that game is actually the combat designer for Final Fantasy 16. So, if you want to get the DNA, it's Devil May Cry 5. But yeah, those would be some good recommendations right there. And then we have a $5 super chat coming in from Zack Rodriguez. Neo, I saw a tweet and it said that RPGs aren't really mainstream. I do agree. I'm pretty sure COD always outsells these kind of games. But what do you think? So you kind of have to quantify that statement. When I hear somebody say that RPGs really aren't mainstream, what RPGs are they talking about? Because RPGs are very popular. There's this weird, I don't know what it is. I think I've seen that tweet that somebody mentioned, where the general person is not going to be playing an RPG. They're going to be playing something like Call of Duty or Fortnite. Absolutely, because the reach of those games, the social aspect of those games, what you get from those games, you can't really gain from an RPG. Sure, there are RPGs where you can play with your friends, like Diablo, and of course MMORPGs like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV. But to the same degree, those games, they demand more from the player versus something like a Call of Duty or a Fortnite, which is pick up and play whenever you want to. With RPGs, it's definitely one of those games where you immerse yourself in the world, you immerse yourself in the characters, in the narrative, in particular builds for certain games. but I wouldn't necessarily say that disqualifies them from being mainstream, because if you look at the most mainstream RPGs that we've had, Bethesda RPGs selling millions upon millions of copies. I'm not talking 1 or 2 million. In the case of Skyrim, what has Skyrim sold? Like 30 plus, 40 plus, probably 50 plus million. Games like The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk. Sure, if you go down the street, you're probably not going to find a person who's playing those games versus a Call of Duty or an NBA 2K. But to say that they aren't mainstream is very weird, considering those games still post crazy numbers. Final Fantasy posts millions upon millions of copies. It's just, if your a definition of mainstream is what you think 99% of people have heard of, then I can't argue with that point. But to make it seem like they're extremely niche, I think is a disservice, especially if you are a gamer. If you are a gamer and you play video games consistently, you've heard of those games. Even if you only play Final Fantasy as your only franchise, you've heard of other RPGs. So I think it's just a weird thing to say that RPGs aren't mainstream just because they aren't on the level of Call of Duty or Fortnite. It's just like, really, you know? Let's see. But yeah, shout out to everybody who's been joining the chat. We got Skyflow B. Who else is in here? We got RJ. We got Positive Gamer. What's going on, gentlemen? Who else is in here? We got Fabian in the chat. Let's see, who else did I miss? I think I'm more or less caught. We got Jigga J. What's up, Jigga J? Let's see. I think, yeah, James Lewis. There's James Lewis. What's up, James? And yeah, I think we are good, unless I missed somebody. Kermit the Frog. What's up, Kermit the Frog? How you doing? Yeah, I think we're good. And either way, someone's gonna comment. I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Even though they've been here for half an hour. Okay, so we have a $5 super chat coming in from Jay. I don't know about sales, but this Final Fantasy is going to be the best one since the 90s. I just got a feeling. I mean, yeah, bro, when you look at the talent that's working on the game, that's what got me excited about it. And I was actually talking about this with my sister this week. She was saying, like, yeah, you know, my timeline's been going crazy because my sister, she's into video games, but like she only plays really Fire Emblem. She'll dabble in Zelda, things like that, Animal Crossing. But for her, like when she hears Final Fantasy is coming out, you know, it's a big fucking deal and it hits her timeline. And the discourse surrounding 16 has been incredible. And she says, like, I'll never forget that day back in COVID when we were in lockdown and they announced 16 and you were going crazy because of the people that were working on it. And I was like, absolutely. The talent that's working on Final Fantasy 16, from its producer to its combat designers, like everybody's involved. It was checking all the right boxes. And when you hear that, you know, like we're giving you all the updates about the game development and, you know, we're not going to announce a release date or year unless the game is ready. There's so much about this game is the complete antithesis of how Final Fantasy XV's development was. I love everything I've heard about 16. And yeah, we've had to wait 3 years from announcement to its release. But dude, to show up with gameplay in that announcement video, dude, it's going to be fucking crazy. I can't wait for this shit. I don't care what people saying that this is not my Final Fantasy. I'm like, bro, who the fuck cares? At this point, it's just like, who the fuck cares? It's a Final Fantasy game. It feels like a Final Fantasy game. Like, I don't understand. Like, if this game was turn-based, I guarantee you people would not be having this discussion. It's only because it's action-focused that people are saying this shit. And if you're looking at it on that level, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't, man. A good game is a good game, whatever its disambiguation is. And Final Fantasy has had so many different games throughout the past couple of decades. Mainline titles have always mixed it up. Sure, they've been turn-based, but they have different systems attached to them that make it different. And ever since Final Fantasy, you know, it started branching out, 11 is an MMO, 12 is different. Like, all these games are fucking different in their own way. They're different, man. Like, how are we still having this conversation in 2023, man? How are we having this conversation, bro? But regardless, I'm excited for it. I hope the game is really good. And I like the demo. Sales wise, that is going to be interesting to see because it is a PS5 exclusive. And while there are a lot of PS5s out there, I don't necessarily think that it's at that stage where the sales are going to go crazy, but you never know. You never fucking know. This could be the game that gets a lot of people in Japan to buy a PS5. But yeah, I'd expect the sales to be soft initially and then pick up if the word of mouth of the game is great and the reviews for the game are great. Oh, and then we got Blackmon in the chat. Here we go. It's like every single time we start talking about RPGs, this man pulls up. Oh boy. 199 from Babachi. Final Fantasy XII is underrated. I'd like to say it is underrated in some respects. It's not a perfect game by any means. They definitely do some weird shit in it, but I really enjoyed Final Fantasy XII. Or okay, should I say, I enjoyed Final Fantasy XII once we got a lot of the content from the international version, because the original Final Fantasy XII we got was not the greatest. But then, you know, when they gave us the other content and then they remastered it and put it out on modern systems, it's a solid game, man. It's not for everybody, and I understand if they don't like it, you know. But to me, that's my Final Fantasy VIII, if that makes sense. I didn't like Final Fantasy VIII. I really didn't. But a lot of people did. Okay, you know, a lot of people don't like Final Fantasy XII, but I really liked it. And if they don't like it, it's okay. It's cool. But yeah, the discourse about whether or not Final Fantasy XVI is a Final Fantasy game, to me, it's just tiring, man. It's tiring. Let's just be happy it's going to be a good game. Okay, so we have 279 coming in from Brosie. I rewatched Man of Steel. Very bipolar film. What are your thoughts? So Man of Steel as a whole, I really enjoyed it, man. I think that it's the best Superman movie that we have gotten in terms of its action, in terms of what they showed off, like Krypton. A lot of elements of Man of Steel really worked. What didn't work in Man of Steel, my honest opinion, was a lot of the moments for the side characters, like the writing. Even though I love Amy Adams, I don't think that she was she was the best choice for a Lois Lane type, especially with Henry Cavill's Superman. Like the writing for them, it wasn't believable whatsoever. Like I look at Lois Lane, the archetype of the character, who she has been throughout the comics, the cartoons, even the live action stuff, and I'm just looking at Amy Adams and I'm like, you really weren't given a lot to work with. And again, that falls more on Zack Snyder as a visionary. Like his movies are not the deepest when it comes down to the writing. And just in general, the movie itself, like it was very much so, okay, this is a foundation type of film where some of the things worked in it, some of the things didn't, but there's things that could have been improved upon in a sequel, which is what they were originally going to do. If you remember, after Man of Steel came out, Zack Snyder was talking about, yeah, we're doing the sequel and we're thinking about like putting in Brainiac and we're thinking about putting in all these things. And I'm like, okay, so they're going to make a great Superman movie. Now it's just going to be Superman doing Superman shit. And we didn't get that because they went straight into Batman versus Superman and, you know, all the corporate meddling that happened. And then, of course, Zack Snyder's vision of what he actually wanted. It was a lot of nonsense. But all things considered, I enjoyed Man of Steel. I think that the action is phenomenal. The music is phenomenal. Henry Cavill, even though he wasn't given the greatest script, I think that he could have truly embodied that Superman that we all wanted, but he just never got that opportunity. Man of Steel is like a prime example of, oh man, they could have done so much with this, and they didn't. They didn't. 199 from Kory Gryffindor. Which mainline Final Fantasy game feels the least Final Fantasy to you? Okay, so the least Final Fantasy, because that's the thing, they all have it in their DNA. There's always something that, like, okay, you can look at this and you're like, that's a Final Fantasy, but you kind of have to quantify, like, what does Final Fantasy mean to somebody? If you're just looking for the iconic elements that exist all across every single game in the franchise, you know, a lot of those games have it. But if I had to pick one that's just like, okay, that, no. Off the top of my head, I mean, we were kind of talking about it. I would say Final Fantasy XII, just based off of like the ones that I've played recently. You know, like I'd have to go back and replay 1 through 5 with a modern understanding to really see if those games felt like Final Fantasy or they were just too different. But off the top of my head, 12 was the one where I was just like, oh, that's definitely different, bro. But it's still really good in its own way. 499 super chat from Long Live Kevin Samuels. Who did it better, The Flash or CW Crisis on Infinite Earths? Well, the Flash movie didn't really do Crisis on Infinite Earths, unless you mean if we're talking about like just the Flash adapting things into the movie and then the Flash TV show adapting things into the TV shows. I mean, they both didn't really do Flash content justice. Like, there's aspects of the Flash TV show that worked, and then there's stuff that's just like, what are you doing? Like, both versions of Flashpoint, I think, are a disaster. I'm a little lenient on the TV version. Not saying that it's justified, but I'm a little lenient on the TV version just because it was a TV show. But at the same time, it's like, Really making that shit evil Barry? Like, come on now. Like, really, what are we doing here? And with the movie, it's no excuse. Like, y'all been developing this movie since the fucking 1970s, you know? Like, y'all could have, this is what we got after all those years of waiting. I mean, if you're looking at from that granular level, Bond, of it just saying, like, it uses the spells and abilities in the proper context, I mean, to me, I look at that more as, like, superficial. Like, oh, if you have this and it ends in a ugga, like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't, like, I think there's more to it in that respect than just, like, oh, if it has fire ugga or, you know, shit like that. Oh, we have a $2 super chat coming in from my boy Luke from the Xbox Expansion Pass. Lurking this evening. Love Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition, and Zack Snyder Justice League. Oh, my man Luke. See, Luke? Shout out to Luke, man. Shout out to Luke, and shout out to Luke's wife as well. Because when you talk about women, having women in your corner that supports you in your endeavors, I forgot what she got you, but it was some dope ass shit from, like, that era of DC movies. And I was just like, yo, she's a fucking keeper, man. But yeah, speaking of my homie Luke, my brother, I actually had the privilege and honor of being interviewed by Luke for his content creator segment. And I just want to shout out my brother for that, because it was a whole lot of fun. We talked about a lot of good stuff there. And it was like one of those situations where we were talking and it was like 40 minutes went by just like that. So the homie, okay, so she said it was a signed BVS poster by Cavill, Godot, and Affleck. That is sick, man. That is sick. Why didn't you get it signed by Ezra Miller? Anyways, you know, that interview is going to go live for everybody to see. I believe you said, like, when the next 2 to 3 weeks, Luke. But as a gift to the people who are watching the stream tonight, if you guys want to check out the chat, I'm pretty sure Flame will be able to post it here for you guys to see. But yeah, it was a really great time chopping it up with my brother. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, man. Oh, and shout out to all the people who've been joining the chat in between. What's up, what's up, what's up? We got a $5 super chat coming in from the homie Flame. Sorry, Neo, but the best Square Enix game already came out this year, and it's Octopath Traveler 2, baby! Team Asano sweep, don't forget. Oh, no, man, I got Octopath Traveler 2. I got it. It was one of the games that I got buy one, get one free at GameStop, and I'm excited to jump in. I mean, the only reason I got the game outside of the sale was because this homie Flame, I talked to him. I said, Flame, listen, I liked the first Octopath Traveler well enough until the end where it got very grindy, and I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not level grinding. But then Flame said, listen, the sequel is much better. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I'm on your ass if that game is terrible, Flame. And there goes Jason saying, clip it, clip it, clip it. Man, Vaughn, you leave Kingdom Hearts alone. You know you love that shit. You know you're going to get a girl and she's going to want to name the kid Sora. $5 coming in from Zack Rodriguez. Thank you, my brother. Where do you think Final Fantasy XIII failed? I wanted to like the game, but I feel like the combat just had issues. It didn't feel very engaging. I like 12s more. So Final Fantasy XIII and its failures, it's a couple of reasons. So the first thing that I noticed when I tried to do a second playthrough of it, and I didn't notice this the first time because I was just so, like, all up in the hype about the game. And you guys remember, if you watch it, I was like so excited. I'm like, yeah, Final Fantasy XIII, cool. Is that the game took too damn long to open up. It took way too long for the game to give you freedom and choice. Like, it was just so on rails. I'm not talking about going from location to location, locale to locale. I'm talking about in terms of the combat system opening up. Like, bro, it wasn't until you got to like chapter 10, I think it was chapter like 30 hours in, where it's like, yeah, the game starts to open up. And at the time, I didn't mind it because I'm like, fuck, I'm playing a new Final Fantasy game on the PS3. Look at those graphics. And then after the fact, I was like, okay, let's replay the game. Let's go through it. And I was like, fuck, this is taking forever, dude. So to me, it was the fact that Final Fantasy XIII was so constrained by those things by comparison to previous entries. I mean, a lot of the other stuff in Final Fantasy XIII, I mean, it's whatever. Like, if you didn't like the characters, I don't think that's that big of a deal. If the story itself is cool and the combat is great and has good pacing, you can get over. Because if you play a lot of JRPGs, you know that a lot of them don't have the greatest cast of characters. You might have some that have like 1 or 2 good characters, and then the rest is whatever. Or some that just have amazing characters. But I think what made Final Fantasy XIII fail more so than anything, in my opinion, was the fact that it just took way too long for shit to get good. And when you go back on subsequent playthroughs, it's like, do I really want to go back to this world again? And then when you play the sequels, okay, the sequel did a couple of interesting things with like time travel and stuff like that, but you kind of have to be into those time travel type of stories because they demand a certain level of how do I say this? Anything involving time travel requires the audience to be on board with it. And if they're not on board with that, it's going to make the rest of the game kind of feel like, ugh, are we really doing this? But yeah, the music, obviously, like a lot of other Final Fantasy games, the music was fucking incredible. It was awesome. Neo just likes mid games and just have to accept it. Well, if that's what you feel, Black Bond, then I can't change your mind about that, dude. I can't change your mind about that, man. You know, I will sleep comfortably at night knowing that you thinking about me playing video games. I will. What can I say? Final Corridor 13. I remember that's what we all used to call it back in the day. But yeah, Team Asano, they've been doing a lot of shit for Square Enix. Like, I was so surprised that their output, like Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, what else did they do? Did they work on Live Alive? The remake that came out? And I think they did Bravely Default, right? They've been doing a lot of shit. That's all I know. Yup, dude. Yeah, Kory Gryffindor. They both had time travel. But I will say Kingdom Hearts was the more interesting game that had time travel, even though it got really convoluted. It was a lot of fun. And they did Triangle Strategy too. That's another game that I gotta play. Fuck, man. There's too much shit. Yeah, no, the Final Fantasy XIII soundtrack bangs, bro. That was the best part about it. Neo, do you rock Gymshark at the gym? Man, I haven't worn Gymshark in so many years, bro. I just found better alternatives for it. But I used to wear a lot of Gymshark back in the day, like circa 2016, 2017. Yeah, Gymshark joggers, Gymshark stringers, a bunch of stuff, man. Hey Neo, do you prefer unique art styles in video games or photorealism? Honestly, I like both. It just depends on what the game calls for. I will say though that unique art styles definitely age a lot better than photorealistic games. Like, you can still go back and look at games like Okami and Jet Set Radio, and even though they do show their age, they're still very beautiful, you know? Like, I think those games hold up a lot better. Because when you push the graphics, for certain games, they look really good. But it gets to a point where after time passes, you're like, yeah, that's definitely a product of like the Xbox 360 era. You know what I'm saying? But still, there's some games that just hold up and they just pass the test of time. Like, Wind Waker to me is one of the most beautiful games, man. I love Wind Waker. And when they remade that on the Wii U, oh, so beautiful, man. It'd be killer if they announce a Golden Sun remaster for the Switch tomorrow. I mean, knowing Nintendo, the only thing they'll throw us a bone is like, hey, we put this game on the Nintendo Switch Online and it's coming out in 6 months. I'm like, Nintendo, please. Please, Nintendo. It's like, I want to love a lot of the stuff that you do, but you just don't give me the opportunity, man. Like Fire Emblem. You could be making a killing on Fire Emblem. You could re-release the 3DS games on Switch. You could re-release... Not even re-release. You could just like bring over all the old Fire Emblem games that were never localized and put them in English for the first time, and they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. Like if any other company, man, any other company, bro. I think I might jump into City Skylines 2 when that comes out this year. Because the homeboy Black Bond, that man got like 6,000 hours in City Skylines. City Godlines. See, there you go. Neo still needs to play Uzumaki Chronicles 2. Oh, no. I played and I beat Uzumaki Chronicles 2. I just didn't review Uzumaki Chronicles 2. I always said Uzumaki Chronicles 2 is a much better game. Much better game by comparison. I'll take a brand new Golden Sun game. I'll take a remake, but, you know, knowing Nintendo, it's like, nah. Neo, what's your favorite Ace Attorney case? Okay, I have a lot of Ace Attorney cases that I love. But honestly, because if I say one case and it doesn't come from one of my favorite games, or it comes from like a game that people don't like, they'll be like, what? I'd have to go back and look at the list, but I love the third Ace Attorney game, Trials and Tribulations. I love that game so much. I think one of my favorite jokes when it comes to game discourse is like when people say, whatever happened to Deep Down? It's like, well, that game is still deep down, dude. Dude, Naruto The Broken Bond and Naruto Rise of a Ninja, my lord, dude. Those games bring me back. The first ever Neo video I watched was Uzumaki Chronicles review. Throwback Thursday, man. Yo, dude. I think that was the first time I ever got, like, angry during a game review on camera. Because that game pissed me the fuck off, and I'll never forget it. Because I had rented that game from Blockbuster, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm renting this Naruto game, and it looks kind of cool and everything, realistic graphics. And I rented it, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to buy this game. And so I remember I had my allowance money at the time, and I went on Amazon and I bought the game. It was like $40, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play this. Bro, I bought that game and I finished it the same day. I was stressed, bro. I was like, I just wasted $40 that I could have used on any other game, but I bought Uzumaki Chronicles. Censored as Uzumaki Chronicles, Power Strike Rasengan Uzumaki Chronicles. They censored the intro of the game to not show spoilers because the dub wasn't caught up. It was a disaster. I think that was my first L in life. That was definitely my first L in life. And then Black Mom being, no, your first L was not playing Final Fantasy over Kingdom Hearts. You know, like, oh, man. Okay, $1.99 super chat coming in from Long Live Kevin Samuels. What are your thoughts on the Netflix Avatar Last Airbender show? Listen, I don't really have thoughts per se. I mean, they pulled up with some promo material of the main characters, and they look like people in costumes, which I guess is great for some folk. To me, I need to see what this show is all about first and foremost before I get excited about it, because Netflix is currently 0 for 0 when it comes to like their live action adaptations of anime. They have not had a hit yet. Cowboy Bebop was an absolute disaster. Death Note was a failure. And they're doing One Piece and Avatar: Last Airbender, two of the most popular and celebrated animated series. And I am nervous. I really am. I know a lot of people are saying that, okay, well, the shows are too big to fail, so of course they're going to do the thing with it, right? They're spending all this money. No, Netflix will spend money on anything. Look at their output. They don't care. They just want people to subscribe. So Avatar: Last Airbender, there's not really much for me to judge off of it. We'll see. We'll see. I don't have any faith whatsoever, though. Now, that One Piece show, they did in fact show a trailer to it. And let me just say this. Let me just say this. The cast itself, I think, solid. I think the cast, the people who they've chosen for the characters, I feel like, all right, I can rock with these people. Everything else surrounding the show, ooh, fuck, bro. It looks so bad. And I understand. One Piece is goofy. It's comedic. It's over the top. But at the same time, there's sincerity and earnest to it. And it doesn't look good. And I'm sorry. Visuals are a part of these productions. They are. Everything looks so flat and lifeless and lacking color. And it's like gross. It looks so bad. It looks so bad. Like the way that they frame certain shots, it comes off very fan film YouTube vibes. And I know that's just like a general statement to say, but it really does, man. When you look at the wigs, when you look at the costumes, like it doesn't feel as if like I can grab this and it's real. It looks like it might rip. You know? And even Luffy, when he was doing the Gomu Gomu no Pistol, you know, it looks so flat. Nothing about it looks like, yo, this is epic. It's just so stiff. It's so stiff, bro. Everything is stiff. Maybe that's just I don't even want to say it's the writing, because if you had great actors, they could at least elevate it. Like Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks have been in a lot of bad movies, but they're rarely the bad part of the movies because they work with what they got. But this just looks so, oh, man. And I understand that, like, you know, Netflix is trying to hype this up and Oda is involved. Oda is supervising this or whatever, and he's not going to release a bad product that has the One Piece name on it. Like, they're going to make sure this is good. Listen, I wish I had the confidence of some people. And who knows? This series might end up being good. But that trailer, it didn't leave a good first impression on me. It just... I don't... It just does not look good. And then you're thinking to yourself, like, okay, this is the beginning of One Piece. What happens if this series goes on further? Which it probably won't because of the scale of the show, the budget of the show, how long the show is. Like, there's a lot of things that I just... He said gum gum, not gomu gomu. Well, that's the thing, baby girl. They're not going to, like, take the direct translations or the way that they say it in Japanese, you know? Like, because in the dub, he says gum gum. So it's true, like, they will say gum gum. It's just the way that the Japanese say it. It's gomu gomu no, you know, like that sort of stick. Like, for example, they're not gonna say they'll say like something, they won't add those like same inflections. But regardless of that, I do want to watch the first episode. I don't care. I'll give it a view. And if it does not hook me, I'm just not gonna continue it. You know, I can't. I don't know. Like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, how is this so corny looking? Like, you look at Buggy the Clown, and I was like, that is the stuff of nightmares. This is what nightmares are made of. It looks like a porn parody. Yo, listen, I've seen some porn parodies. Let me tell you. Anyways, $2 super chat coming in from Flame. What about the horror clown Lucy from One Piece? Yo, exactly, bro. It just, dude. There's a reason why certain shows and movies are animated instead of live action. Some things won't translate well. And that's the thing, Winterford Studios. Like, I agree with that. Like, some things should stay animated and some things shouldn't be live action. But to the same degree, I think if you have better talent working on it, who understands the differences between the two mediums, you could have had, like, a happy medium. Everything just looks like, okay, we're going to try to translate it directly. But it doesn't. Like, everything is flat. What is this trend with filmmakers making everything look flat? And I can tell this is a green screen. Like, dude, when Luffy met Zoro in that live action trailer, I was like, bro, they are not on a location. And if they are, something is off with the camera work. It just looks so bad, dude. I'm having flashbacks to Thor Love and Thunder and Ant-Man Quantumania. Oh, so Danny says you can make Dragon Ball work in live action. I will say this much. Despite this man hyping up the Flash, I feel like if there's somebody who could take some of the more comical, comedic, ridiculous aspects of a comic book or a manga and make it work and believable, I think James Gunn could do it. I feel as if James Gunn could do it because that man is a skilled enough and talented enough filmmaker where, listen, James Gunn made us care about a raccoon and a tree and it made it be believable. I feel like you can do that with One Piece or Dragon Ball. You just need competent people working on it, man. That's all you need. That's all you fucking need. Like, there's some things that can be stylistic, but here's the thing. You can make something stylistic, but if you try to make it look exactly like the anime, it's not going to work. Perfect example. Cowboy Bebop. They tried to frame certain shots in the show as if they were coming out of the anime. That stuff works for the anime because it's animation. There's a different set of rules and standards to the fluidity of animation and the framing of animation. You can't translate that into live action. Now, what you can do is you can do homages that work pretty well. Like, for example, in Captain America Civil War, you remember the Civil War comic? There's the iconic shot of Iron Man doing his repulsor blast against Captain America's shield. They did that in Civil War, and it was done very well, in my opinion. It's like just a quick, like, 5-second shot, but it was set to the theme of everything that they were doing at the time, and you kind of don't see the scene coming. You really don't. And it just hypes it up as, you know, like Cap is like running towards Iron Man and then he's like repelling the blast, and then Iron Man does one big one and then Cap puts his shield up and it's slow-mo and it's so good. It's so good. Like, every single time I watch that movie, God, I love Civil War. Every time I watch that movie, I get excited to see it. Like, shit like that. Like, stuff like Captain America wielding Thor's hammer, right? They didn't need to recreate the iconic shot of the comics where it's just like a still shot of him and he's holding the hammer and it's just like, oh, if he's worthy, and bam, like that. But then they had the scene where he does raise the hammer into the sky to get the lightning and call it down. It's just framed differently. Like, you can do this shit if you take more than 5 seconds. Like, I know I'm being that guy. But it's just like, how are we still doing this? Like, it's the 1990s. I don't understand it. And yeah, the Civil War movie was better than the comic. Because it still made me a fan of Iron Man. The comic, after I remember reading the comic. Okay, so like I said, I liked reading the comic when it came out. I thought it was cool from an event standpoint. But what it did to Tony Stark, I was like, nah, I'm done, bro. I am done. I feel like if you had better writing for the Civil War comic, that kind of idea could be really interesting. But then it just did a lot of out of character things for Spider-Man, for Iron Man, and then like certain things that were happening in the supplemental stuff. Because, you know, it's one big event going on, but it's happening in each individual comic run. It's like some of the stuff didn't even line up, so there wasn't consistency going around. Are you streaming the Nintendo Direct tomorrow? What time is the Nintendo Direct? It's 10 a.m.? I might. I'll think about it. I'll see. Just ate some McDonald's, ready to relax. Hey, what'd you get? Did you get the Grimace meal? Shout out to everyone who's been watching the chat. Shout out. If y'all enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. Let's see. Hey, Neo, I'm very interested in playing Final Fantasy. The only one I've played is the 7 remake, and I'm excited for Rebirth. What Final Fantasy game would you recommend to try to get into the franchise? I really love 7 Remake's combat and music, by the way. That's awesome, bro. But the thing is, there isn't really a Final Fantasy game that plays exactly like 7 Remake, because 7 Remake is completely different. And that was kind of the reasons why they wanted to remake it. But I will recommend really good Final Fantasy games to you. So I think the best Final Fantasy game to play from the PlayStation 1 era that is not dated and is still playable would be Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy IX is my favorite in the series, next to Final Fantasy VI. And it's just the right amount of heart from that era. It retains the identity of like classic Final Fantasy games, whereas 7 was like more futuristic, and then 8 got weird. But it's still playable in a modern sense. It's not as like, you can go back and you can still play and enjoy the original 7, and I implore you to do that. It's a great game, but it does show its age. 9 is just a little bit more like, okay, we understand like this is our swan song for the PS1. We're gonna make sure that this like has like legs to this shit for people down the road. So 9 is really good. 10 is a good game as well. It does get very weird towards the end, but at the same time, I still think the story is worth experiencing. Other than that, man, things are kind of hit and miss, because like there's stuff that I really recommend, but I can totally understand if you wouldn't like it, such as Final Fantasy XII. After that, I would not really recommend 13. I would not recommend 15. So yeah, I'd say play Final Fantasy 9 and 10. And if you do want to pick up like the Pixel remaster, play Final Fantasy VI, because Final Fantasy VI is like one of the best villains in the entire franchise and in RPGs in general. Kefka is awesome. Okay, I see you, Cold. Yeah, my go-to McDonald's order is usually, what do I get? I get a double quarter pounder with cheese and bacon, large fries, and instead of getting like a soda, I'll usually get like an M&M Oreo McFlurry. But I don't really go to McDonald's. I only eat McDonald's like once a year, you know, because there's just better options available. How do we get Neo to eat a jar of mayo? Oh, actually, here's how we do it. Square Enix, there are rumors that they're putting out a remake of Final Fantasy, a remake of Chrono Trigger and a remake of Final Fantasy. Well, the people at Square Enix want the company to do a remake of Final Fantasy VI. So if we get great remakes of both of those games, I'll eat a whole jar of mayo on camera. But they have to be good. It can't just be a remake for the sake of being a remake. It has to be quality. It has to be great. No issues, no weird changes, none of that stuff. Just want to stop by to say Neo is the GOAT. All right, that's all. Oh, I appreciate you. Shout out to the homie Crazy Black Man 108, a.k.a. Crazy Star Wars Fan 108, a.k.a. Shoes McGee Adam. What's up, my brother? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Neo, should people review old JRPGs in the original, or do you factor stuff like turbo mode and removing random encounters? I think Final Fantasy XII is unplayable without turbo mode. That's a really good thing, Black Dragon. Yeah, because that's one of the biggest complaints of old JRPGs. You know, there was a lot of level grinding, and there was a lot of, you know, moments where you couldn't skip certain events. I think that reviewing old school RPGs in their original context, but in a modern review, I think it is one of those things to mention, but it's one of those things where you can't really, because by that logic where, like, if we review an old RPG for the modern day, there are going to be things that inherently don't work because there are things that we learn throughout the passage of time with game development and things that we like and we don't like, that older games, you can't fault them for not having it. But I think that if you're reviewing it in terms of, okay, this is a new product, we're re-releasing it, and it has a turbo mode, I think that that can be a positive thing in reviewing the new version of the product, right? Because it's something that adds to the experience. So yeah, I think if it's egregious to the point where it's like taken away from your experience, if it doesn't have a turbo mode, yeah, score it down a few points. But if it does give you the option and it's a much better experience, then yeah, give it props. How did you get the Ace Attorney trilogy physical again? Oh, I bought it on PlayAsia, Jason. So back in 2019 when they released it, they were doing physical copies, but it was exclusive to Japan. It wasn't worldwide. Worldwide, it was digital. But in Japan, they gave you the option to buy, I believe, PS4 and Switch versions physical. And the benefit about it was that they were region-free, number one. And if you put it in a Switch, they were full English, full-on English, which is awesome. And it only cost me, I think, like $30, $40, which is like insanely cheap because that's like cheaper than most Switch games. And you're getting like the entire Ace Attorney trilogy. Hey, Havoc, what's going on, my brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, there's a lot of rumors about tomorrow's Nintendo Direct. Rumors of a Chrono Trigger remake. Rumors of like a new Mario game. The only thing I really want to see at tomorrow's Nintendo Direct is I want to see Metroid Prime 4. I need to see it, man. I mean, I would not be opposed if they pulled up with like a Metroid Prime 2 remastered. I would not. But it's been long enough, man. Like, they announced that game 6 years ago. 6 years ago. It's time, dude. Retro Studios has been working on it since 2019. You gotta show at least something. 6 years. 6 years, guys. Neo, what did you think about Clash of Ninja and Ultimate Ninja? Which one do you prefer? I preferred Clash of Ninja if we're talking full-on combat. Ultimate Ninja is cool for the jutsu customizations and the cinematics, but Clash of Ninja was fun. The 4-player Rumble, oh my god, dude, it was so sick. And it just, man, they don't make games like that anymore. Clash of Ninja 2, Gekto Ninja Tyson 4, Revolution 3, EX2, like, those are the best times to be a Naruto fan. Storm is cool and everything. Storm is aight. But bro, if you were one of them Clash of Ninja boys, oh my god. Man. Clash of Ninja, bro. Like, my favorite Naruto games were Ultimate Ninja 3, Revolution 3, Gekto Ninja Tyson 4, EX2, Ultimate Ninja 5. Oh man, Ultimate Ninja 5 was sick. Or Excel 2, that's what it's called in Japan. What else? Yeah, it was mainly those. Broken Bond, of course. Because it was like open world Naruto. Clash of Ninja, you mean Naruto Budokai? Yeah, it was Naruto Budokai, but it was its own thing. It had 4 players. 4 of them, count it. Not 3, 4. Any concerns with the Final Fantasy 16 reviews? Game is coming out soon. No reviews yet. I'm not really worried too much about it, considering, you know, all the preview impressions have been solid. And that's just unfortunately how it is with games these days. They wait until like the week of or 1 or 2 days before to drop reviews, which I guess is because let's be real, they want to make sure that if you have your pre-order secured, you're going to stay excited regardless of what the reviews say. I've pre-ordered the game, and I normally don't pre-order games because I buy games digital and I just wait until the 2 days before and I just pre-order. I think it's really weird pre-ordering a game a couple of months in advance. Like, I see people now, unless you're buying a special edition of a physical copy, pre-ordering a digital version of a game is strange. Especially if it doesn't give you like a beta or something to play immediately. It's very weird to me. Because it's not going to run out. But Final Fantasy 16, I pre-ordered the physical version. And I'm like, fuck it, let's go. Oh god, that Datara boss fight in Revolution 3. Oh, Jesus. That man was cheap. Cheap. Dude. Okay, this is going to be a big, deep cut for some people. But y'all grew up, right? We were playing these Naruto games. You're playing some import games. Do y'all remember, right? Do y'all remember the freeloader? Do y'all remember the GameCube freeloader, the Wii freeloader? Y'all remember we used to buy discs just so we can play our import games? Oh, I'll never forget that shit, man. I had a GameCube freeloader, and I put that into my American GameCube, and it would let me play Gekto Ninja Tyson 4. Dude, I remember that shit. I didn't import a lot of games, but I imported Gekto Ninja Tyson 4, EX2, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix 2. Where is that game? I don't know. And just like a couple of games that it's just like, it's so cool, man. I never modded my systems, though. Well, no, that's a lie. I did have a modded PSP. My friend modded it for me. Jailbroken. Hey, what's up, J-Mac? You heard people are boycotting Final Fantasy XVI because of diversity? Well, there was that. Okay, so here's the thing about the Final Fantasy 16 discourse. All right, I will say this much. On the one hand, I don't care. Like, just give me the game. I want to play it. But the comments from the developers, when someone said, like, yo, we need to see, like, more representation. Like, where's the black people? Where's all these other non-white people? Which is a true thing, right? Their comments did not help the case. They said, well, listen, this is a game that is set in, like, medieval blah, blah, blah. And we want to make sure it's accurate to that. But at the same time, here's fucking Shiva and a free and all these fantastical elements. It's like, bro, you're not helping the case. You're not helping the case at all. Like I said, I don't care if there ain't no black people in Final Fantasy 16. But when you come out there and you try to defend it by saying some dumb shit like, it's not accurate to the lore, and then here's a fucking dragon. Do dragons exist like that? Do dragons exist? Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. But again, I don't really care much about it. Because everyone's going to have the same weird discourse of all this stuff. Like, if they didn't respond to it, I would say, like, come on, y'all. Like, don't worry about that. But the fact that they came out and they said that as their reasoning was so strange to me. It's like, yeah, black people don't exist, but here's a fucking dragon. I don't really mess too much with emulators these days just because I have a lot of games that I want to play right now. So it's one of those things where I can't find the time to use emulators because it's like, why would I want to emulate an old game when there's a lot of shit now I want to play? If there was ever a downtime, if there ever was downtime for me gaming wise, I'd probably like fire up a Wii U emulator and play Zelda Wind Waker HD on my Steam Deck, but I'm not, you know. I'm hoping and praying that if the more time passes, that maybe I'll get closer to it being announced. But yeah, emulators have definitely come a long way. They've definitely come a long way, man. $5 coming in from Zack Rodriguez. Chris, is it fair to say women have dating on easy mode? I feel women have so many more options and guys have to work really hard to compare to them. Well, I'll say this much. Yeah, it's easier for women to get guys to give them attention because males are horny. Like, we are all horny, of course. So literally it's animalistic for us to want to go after the things that we want. Whereas women are just like, chill about it. I mean, sure, there's some women who have the cojones to be like, no, I'll ask a dude out. But as it stands, there are going to be more guys looking for women than there are women who are going to go after guys, or women who shoot their shot at guys versus guys who shoot their shot at women. But I wouldn't say necessarily it's that much easier, because what it does come down to after that is when you go on dates, it's hard to find suitable candidates. You know, and that's hard for both genders. It's hard for both people to find folks that like, okay, is this person cool? Or are they putting on a show? Or is this person insane? Or is this like, there's a lot of factors. Like, modern dating fucking sucks, man. It sucks because social media has told y'all one thing, reality shows you another. It's also terrible because of the vicious cycle. People get into a relationship with somebody, they do them dirty, and then instead of like healing from that trauma, they take that anger out on the next person, and then the cycle continues. And that's also equally as terrible. I've been in those situations where, you know, it's like, okay, I'm dating somebody I think is pretty cool, and oh, you're getting mad at me because of what some of the nigga did. Like, I'm not here for that shit. But me, the healthy thing to do in that situation is realize that, listen, I'm not a fan of that shit. You go handle that elsewhere, right? Oh, sorry about that. But I think what it comes down to is being as transparent and communicative as possible, just to weed out those type of individuals, right? So I'm not really a fan of like not making my intentions known. I know a lot of people say, well, just go with the flow, and to each their own. Yeah, go with the flow, do whatever. But to me, it's like, if I'm going after a woman, it sounds so weird to say that, but if I'm going after a woman, my goal is to date them. My goal is to have a relationship. Like those are the things. Like, sure, you obviously want to take your time getting to know the person. That's great. But I'm just very clear. Like, if I want to fuck, and I will let that person know, just so it's easier across the board. And, I've had, friends with benefits situations before in the past that have worked out very well, because it's just like, hey, listen, we're both bored. We don't really want relationships, but listen, we need to do what we got to do. And that was fine. So I'm very communicative in that respect. For some people it works out, some people it doesn't. But the less drama and headaches and nonsense in my life, I'm not here for that shit. I'm a very big fan of healing from your trauma, confronting your demons. It is not easy. But it's what is necessary. It's what is good for business. So yeah, I just think that no one has it easy nowadays. Like, okay, women in that respect have it easy because they'll have guys who are going after them. But when it comes down to dating and finding suitable candidates, it's no different than a guy. Because if a guy has a good sense, like a good head on his shoulders, he could still get fucked over by a girl or a guy. We're not discriminating here. It's Pride Month. Everyone loves love and all that jazz. Yeah, just the dating pool is terrible. $5 super chat coming in from Blue Senshi 19. Nintendo is more likely to say fuck you than give you something you want. Oh, absolutely. And they're more likely to sue you for it too. Don't get it twisted. Like, you guys think it's fun showing your appreciation and admiration for Nintendo, but you do something with one of their characters, we'll see you in court. But yeah, just to go back to the whole relationship topic, I always say that while you are healing and doing your own thing, when you're trying to find a significant other, remember to live your life in the process. Like, life isn't about just healing from every bad situation and then that's it. Life is about living and experiencing and stuff that brings you joy and happiness. And far too often people forget that when it comes to relationships and the time that they share with people. They forget to live their lives because they feel as if they have to go ahead and like be in a relationship to be happy. No, you can be perfectly happy single. You can be perfectly happy in a relationship. You can be perfectly happy trying to find yourself. Like, and people let the days and the months and the years pass on by without living. And that's something I think we need to get back to. What's up, Saxton? How you doing? Yeah, like, it's like I said, the dating pool is terrible, but at the same time, if you could find really good, genuine people, see where that shit goes. Definitely see where that shit goes. This is true. I've been single for years. Just don't see the point these days. It's tough, Flame. Trust me, it is tough. But you know what I always say? It is very important to, obviously, you want to put yourself out there and you want to find somebody and all that jazz. But it's also very important that you don't feel as if you need to do those things. Like, in terms of, okay, if I don't do this, that somehow makes me a worse person. Like, no, I actively promote people go out on dates and get better at these things. How do you overcome shyness and awkwardness? Well, you just kick that shit in the ass. You literally just have to go and start talking to people more. How do I get better at talking to folk? Well, you got to talk to more people. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be confusing. It's going to be terrible. But at the same time, you're not going to get better until you actually put yourself in those scenarios. So, yeah, man, it's okay to be single, but at the same time, it's not okay to complain about it. I'll say that too. I'll add that to the book as well. The book of Neo, the Bible, if you will, of dating advice. It's okay to be single, but if you're complaining about it and not doing anything, I don't like that around here. Before you stick your fortune into that cookie, make sure the cookie doesn't have issues. Damn, David Big Lie dropping the bars on us, bro. That's fire. DIMWITMONKEY says, been in a happy relationship for almost 6 years. Definitely took a lot of living life to get to the point where we originally crossed paths. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. That is the thing, DIMWITMONKEY. A lot of people, they don't understand that stuff. They don't understand it. It's like, you are your own person regardless of all this other stuff that you're trying to accomplish. Like, dude, live your life. Okay, it's like, oh, I'm successful. Well, did you do anything? No, not really. Like, come on, live your life. Have fun. Make experiences that are worth remembering. Like, just do those things. Take that vacation. Hang out with those friends. I don't know, like, play the video game you've always wanted to play that you were regretting not playing soon enough. Do it, man. And and the person you are now is not going to be the same person you are tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, 6 years from now. It's different. Like, I'm not the same person, even though some people say, like, Neil, I love how you've never changed ever since I've known you on YouTube. Oh, no, I've definitely changed a lot. Like, if you guys have followed the journey, like, I've changed as a person. Hopefully for the better in your eyes. But at the same time, that comes from, like, living life and having those experiences and making me go, you know what? Yeah. Life is beautiful. $4.99 from Shane O'Sullivan. Yo, feel like I've never seen your videos pop up anymore. Good to see you. You're doing well, brother. Thank you for that, Shane. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm, it just goes back and forth. Like, every now and then it's in my favor when I upload content, and then when I don't, it doesn't pop up. But yeah, that just comes from me not being consistent with the uploads. It's more streaming over here. But yeah, man, I appreciate the support as always, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know, I just dropped a new video talking about the Xbox showcase, and I had a lot of fun making that. It's just like, when I get inspired to make those videos is when I'll just upload it, like, really quick, you know? Like, boom, I need to make this. I don't want to just force out content for the sake of. If it's, like, not interested to me, if it's not interesting to me, I feel like you guys are going to see it. But yeah, a lot of people have been saying they've been getting some old school Neo videos in their recommendations, which I don't know how I feel about that. That's actually funny to me. Let's see. Zach says, I'm 25, so I guess I still have time. I just think being patient is the hard part, but I do try to enjoy life as much as possible. Dude, 25, bro, you're a baby, man. And I say that as someone who's only a couple years older than you. Like, dude, there is so much to experience in life, and the last thing you need to worry about is being involved with somebody. I know you would love that because a lot of us are very like-minded and similar. You know, we just want someone who can, somebody to love us, like, you know, that type of shit. But don't worry about that, man. Like, the right one will come when the right one will come. And in the process of that, while you wait for that, you work on yourself, you have fun, you do your own thing, you continue the gym grind. And then you get to that point where someone looks at you and they're just like in awe of who you are. And hopefully, you know, you have a lot of good characteristics to you, and they have a lot of good characteristics to them. You both have good head on your shoulders, and then you make with the sexy time. There are so many single, unhappy nurses that don't have hope. You can be that hope. Yeah, honestly, all it takes is just reframing your mindset. That's all it literally takes. And I know it's easier said than done, but trust me, take it from a person who has had to reframe their mindset. It works, you know? Like, living in despair of what you don't have versus what you do have and being thankful for that and working towards wanting what you don't have. Like, that's very important. You know, working on all your toxic traits as well. And I'm not just talking about like yeah, or, like, people always talk about like the worst parts of like toxicity from women and toxicity from men. You know, a lot of them share very similar traits that we don't discuss. Like, toxicity knows no gender, exclusive gender. It's like, literally work on those traits. Become a healthier individual, not just for relationships, but for yourself, for your family, for your kids, for your coworkers, for all those people, man. For all those people. Yeah, I would not. I mean, Acebreaker. Where's Acebreaker? Acebreaker and Cutter Freeman. Acebreaker and Cutter Freeman. I would listen. Despite what the homeboys here say, I would not advise dating coworkers, or at least making it consistent, because that could be very messy, especially if you don't know how people will react. You know, they might start treating you differently, and they might start a show and blah blah blah. Especially if you date multiple coworkers at a job. That could be a problem. I mean, I'm not saying it can't work, because there have been situations where it does work. But yeah, I would advise against it, or at least play your cards very strategically. Oh, God, where's Cutter Freeman? I think he's in the chat. Oh, there he is, Cutter Freeman. What's up, bro? He said, this is very true. I've gotten laid way more when I was just minding my business and hanging out with people I enjoy. Well, there you go. Cutter Freeman said something that's very PG for a change. And Cutter Freeman's just like, listen, they just fall on my dick. I can't control it. That's Cutter Freeman for you. But yeah, if you can avoid those situations, please do. Oh man. Jesus. Yeah, it gets very, very awkward at times if you get into a situationship with somebody and it doesn't go anywhere for whatever reason. I mean, I've been in situations where I have friends with benefits at the jobs, but it's one of those cases where it's like, I lay it out like a whole contract beforehand, bro. I'm like, yo, listen, we just having fun. That's it. No feelings, none of that stuff. We'll hang out, we do what we do, but that's it. And thankfully, it worked out well in my favor. But that being said, I'm weird in that respect because I state everything beforehand. And the people who I involved with at the time years ago were like, yeah, absolutely understood it. And they actually were true to their word. So it works out sometimes, not all the time. On a related note, what do you get someone for a 16th anniversary present? You get something that, I mean, you've been with Nancy for so many years, Danny. Danny, you've been with Nancy longer than I've known you. Like, we became cool in 2009. That was a long time ago. So for a 16th anniversary present, I mean, at that point, bro, it comes down to like, what do you think she would love? Like, yeah, you can go through the laundry list of like tech products. You can go through like the laundry list of like whatever is out at the time you think that she might love. But at that point, it comes down to like, okay, you know Nancy well enough. Get her something that she might really like, something she might really enjoy. It could be a small gift. It could be a big gift, but it's got to have meaning. And you've known her for so many years, so you know her at that point. Like, people underestimate how the smallest gifts can have the most amount of impact on a person. Like, we all like the nice, fancy, big gifts, and those are necessary. But the small little gifts, like, hey, I just thought of you when I bought this. It goes a long way, man. Like, my girlfriend, for example, I don't have it here. It's in the car. But my girlfriend, for example, she was just like, I bought you something because it was really cute. I want to see your reaction. I was like, okay, cool. So this morning when we're in bed, she's just like, oh, here it is. And I close my eyes and I'm just like, oh, it's a Pokeball. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, it's a Pokeball. It's probably got like a little Pokemon figure in it or something cute. You know what I'm saying? I open that shit up. It's a grinder for weed. I was like, yo, that is sick. That is fucking sick because we are both nerds and we both do like video games and anime and shit like that. And it's, hey, we smoke weed as well. The wacky tobacco, the Mary Jane, all that stuff. And then you have a grinder that's shaped like a Pokeball. So it's like the best of both worlds. It's awesome. It's cool shit. It's so cool. And then it's like little random things. Like, for example, I was at the movies and outside the movie theaters, there was a vendor who was selling a lot of decals for cars, laptops, things like that. And he had anime ones. They had Pokemon ones. They had One Piece ones. So, of course, I had to buy myself a Naruto one. Had to. But then they had One Piece ones and they had Pokemon. And so I was just like, let me buy 2 of these for my girlfriend because she has decals all over her car. And boom, sure enough, she goes insane. So yeah, it's like the little tiny shit, man. And it's lucky that we're both nerds. But if it was like something else that somebody was into, you know, it could be that small shit that's like, oh, you know, I noticed you don't have a car mount for your phone when you're driving, you know, and that could be kind of dangerous if you're looking at your phone all the time. Let me just buy you this small little gift here and there. It's like the little shit that matters because it shows you care. Get high while catching them Pokemon. Yeah, you'd have to be high to enjoy the recent Pokemon games, David. Jiggly Kush, I choose you. Yes, sir. Oh, and then in situations, you could have gifts that come from one of your homies. Like Jason, for example, he got, for all 3 of us, actually, he got us these awesome, like 8-bit inspired keychains from Legend of Zelda and Mario. He got Luigi for himself. He got Mario for me. And he gave it to us when we saw the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is awesome, right? And then he's like, here, this is for Mabel. And he got her a little Link figure. Like a little Link keychain done 8-bit style. I was like, oh, that's so sick. It's like little shit like that. The little shit like that, you never know, man. It's awesome. Like, Jason is really good when it comes to gifts, man. Jason gets it. Speaking of Jason, you gotta DM me your address, bro, because I gotta start returning that favor, man. I really gotta start returning the favor because there's like a bunch of stuff I'm like, yeah, let me get that for Jason, but it's like, I don't have his address. So yeah, you gotta DM me your address, bro. Yeah, now Mabel and Jason can like talk in the chat just to say, thank you, you're welcome. Oh man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Don't you love it? You love to see it. I thought you said a grinder for weebs for a second and grew concerned. Hey man, listen. Hey, love is love. It's Pride Month, Danny. Maybe they have an anime section on Grindr for people who, I mean, Mabel, you might know something about that with all your friends who are, you know. Maybe there is an anime section. Oh, bro. This is some funny fucking music playing right now. It's like that sad Persona music where it's like, oh, I don't know how to reach these kids, or I don't know how to amount to anything, and blah blah blah. Yeah, I didn't have your address this whole time, Jason. Oh shit. Your address is nice. Cold-blooded. Hey man, listen, shout out to all the Pokemon fans out there. Shout out to the Pokemon fans. If y'all like the games, and I love that for you. That's all I can say. Reformed Rabbi Bill Clinton. My thing is, for an anniversary gift, I always feel guilty if I didn't go above and beyond. Like, I feel like I need to express what she means to me. Yeah, I understand that, bro. I get that. For those anniversaries, you should go a little bigger. But again, it does come down to what, like, the thought and what counts in that situation. So you have to, like, really think hard. Like, what would she like? And you know Nancy better than anyone, my friend. But you know what? It's good that you're second guessing it. It's because you love her so much. That's why. And that is not a bad thing at all. Trust me, Mabel knows this all the time. It's like every single time I get her something, she's like, oh my God, you're so amazing. You do all these things for me. You know, outside of gifts. But I'm just like, yeah, but I want to do more. Because trust me, it's hard out here. It's hard out here in these streets to find people that actually like love you and understand you. And obviously you repay that with communication and love and growth and gifts too. But then it's like you just want to buy everything and find different things. And it's like the sky is always the limit for your loved ones. My guilty pleasure in Pokemon is transferring Pokemon from early gens to current gens. Oh yeah. My guilty pleasure is Nintendo somehow finding a way to fuck it up all the time. But no, I know like Danny and Nancy, y'all went to Disneyland recently, right? Like a few months ago? Like that's an amazing experience. But yeah, shout out to my girlfriend, man. I love her so much, bro. She's sick. She's sick. She is a Dominican weeb who's also a nurse. She's sick, bro. She go to the gym. She eats a lot of food. She smokes weed. It's like the Holy Trinity right there, man. She's communicative. Have you read the Demon Slayer manga? That's funny. My girlfriend just asked me that today because we just started I know it's just shocking, but we just started Demon Slayer season 3. We're going to be watching that now that it's over. But no, I have not read the Demon Slayer manga. I was going to read it after Mugen Train, but I was just like, I'll wait for the anime to come back. And now it's back. So, yeah, I'm just going to wait at this point. I'm going to wait for them to finish it. I'll probably read the manga like once the anime is over. But like, just put it in perspective, like I didn't even read all the Attack on Titan manga. And that thing's been done for a minute. But yeah, we started Demon Slayer season 3. We saw the first episode, which was like 2 episodes in one. It's alright. It's alright. It's definitely a lot of exposition, but it's alright. Neo, certified lover boy. Anime analyst, what's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? How you doing, bro? Nutty enough, I just started season 3 now that it's wrapped. I'm a manga reader, though. Yeah, you know what the thing is? Like, I don't really read too many ongoing manga anymore. I mean, I used to back in the days of like Naruto when that was running. But nowadays I just wait for the series to either finish or, you know, have enough stuff available that I'm like, okay, now I can read the manga and not worry about catching up so quickly. So in the case of like the manga that I've been buying recently is stuff that has been out for a very long time, like 20th Century Boys or JoJo, or, you know, like going back and getting the rest of Urasawa's work, or Berserk, for example, collecting like those huge editions. I like doing that. Season 3 was mid, by the way. Brace yourself. You know what the funny thing is? My manager said the same thing. He said it wasn't as good as the last season. He said this season is more built up than anything else for what's to come next. And I kind of picked up on that when I just noticed the discussion of people talk about season 2 versus season 3. everybody and their mama was talking about season 2 every Sunday. We was there. We were really out there. Season 3, I heard maybe like 3 people. Just 3 people. One of my homeboys didn't even know that Demon Slayer was out. He was like, wait, season 3 is out? Oh. Have you watched any of Vinland Saga season 2? I saw the beginning of it. I haven't finished it. I'm waiting for it to wrap up. Is it fully wrapped up? It's fully wrapped. If it's fully wrapped up, I can binge it. Yeah, I want to see what Arakawa's working on next, man. She is great. I haven't seen a single clip on Twitter, so I figured it's mid. I mean, you're not wrong, Cutter Freeman. I'm not saying that hype beasts dictate whether something is good, because in that respect, you'd think that Boruto was the best series ever. But in terms of a lot of people out there, oh, Jason, you funny. She's sick. Get well soon. You funny, bro. She's not sick. Well, she's sick from me. Certified lover boy. Anyways, Neo, you ever had a pregnancy scare? No, never. Not a real serious one though. Not a serious one. I remember like I got in my head one time that this is so funny. I remember it was me and one of my exes from years ago. I remember like one day. I remember one day we had sex and I was like, all right, I pulled out really quick, but it was at the same time where I'm like, that was cutting it close. And then I remember like a week later, she was just like, yeah, you know, like, I don't know why, like my period is late. And in my mind, I was like, but scientifically, there is no way after just like 4 or 5 days, you know what I'm saying? Like, no way. And then she was just like, oh, I just had a late period this month. I was like, oh, okay, man. But never to that degree. Never to that degree. But in my mind, I was like, what? Let me just turn this volume down real quick. Oh, wow, Danny. Yeah, it's like, don't let the kids hear this. Listen, I'm gonna tell my baby girl when I have a daughter, I'm gonna tell her that she can start making out with her boyfriend when she's married. I'm gonna tell that to my daughter. Like, you can do that. You can do that. Oh, we got a $9.99 super chat coming in from Miss Zelda Moon. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, baby girl. That's just so weird. Like, my girlfriend is sending me super chats. I feel like she's kind of pimping me out. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll give you this $9.99 now, so I can get some $69 later. Anyways, I digress. This is a Christian YouTube channel. I don't be twerking. I don't be taking off my shirts for that. Oh man, bro, really had that post-nut clarity. Hey, listen, post-nut clarity. Listen, I've never been in a situation where post-nut clarity has hit me that bad. But one of my boys, oh man, he like 10 years ago, I feel like I would get a post-nut clarity tweet from this dude like once a month, where he was just like, yeah, man, I got laid. And I was like, you don't got to tell me every single time you got laid, bro. You don't really got to do that. And he's like, nah, man, you know, I just want to let you know that your boy is out here. And I was like, congratulations. I'm really happy for you. I think that's where it started. My whole congratulations, I'm happy for you sort of thing. I don't care, but I'm happy that happened to you. But it was so funny because, like, man, listen, no disrespect at all. This man said, work those YouTube corners. Damn, David, how drunk are you? That man saying the wild stuff. But listen, no disrespect to the dude who I don't talk to anymore. Not because we're not cool anymore. It's just like, you know, you just don't really, like some people just don't text as often. But man, I finally went out with him one night and I saw the girls that he was pulling and I was just like, very audibly at the bar. I was talking to the bartender. I knew the bartender, so it wasn't weird. I saw the girls that he was pulling. I was just like, well, no shit, he's getting laid every month then. Obviously, this makes sense. Like, no disrespect, but I was like, bro, I was thinking, you know, when he's saying like, yeah, like when a boy brags about getting laid, it's like, I was thinking he was pulling some honeys and shit, man. And I was looking and like I said, no disrespect. Everybody finds love. But man, that was a realization where I was just like, oh, this guy's not as cool, bunny ears quotation, as I thought he was. Oh, man. I mean, Cutter Freeman, I don't got a problem with that. But the way this dude was doing it, it was like, all right. Hitting number 4s and 3s. Ouch. Well, kind of. Now listen, everybody needs love. Everybody needs love, and that's fine. But my God. It is a super sticker. It is a super sticker, Flame. It is. Hey, Neo, how would you rank the Kingdom Hearts games based off story? Based off story? Oh, man. So obviously, there's a lot of convoluted stuff towards the latter parts of the game. But if I'm talking like the best story in Kingdom Hearts, I'd have to replay it. But I would say Birth by Sleep is at the top just because of the character relationships. It was very heavy emphasis on Terra, Ven, and Aqua and what they were going for. You didn't really see that with like Sora, Riku, Kairi, because for the majority of the time you see them, they're all spread apart. So there's not really a lot of, character building dynamics there. So what they did with Terra, Ven, and Aqua in Kingdom Hearts was great. Then from there, I would say, like I'm a real big sucker for like just the drama and the trauma that comes with characters. So then I would say after that, if we're talking like strictly character development and stuff, what went down with like Roxas and Shion and Axel in 358 by 2 days, that was really good. Then after that, Kingdom Hearts 2, then Kingdom Hearts 1, and then I guess Chain of Memories, then Dream Drop Distance, and then Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, like I'm a really big sucker for Terra, Ven, and Aqua, man. 199 coming in from Hibachi. Did you see Elemental? It was so mid. Yes, my girlfriend and I actually watched it last night, and I really enjoyed it. I liked Elemental. I know it's not doing well commercially. I think it was like Pixar's biggest bomb that they've had in a while, but I really enjoyed it. It was a different type of Pixar movie. It was a rom-com, and it wasn't really... I can see why kids wouldn't like it. I'll say that much, because it doesn't tick the boxes of like the usual Pixar shit. But I think it was great. I liked it a lot. $2.99 coming in from Eat Hershey's with the super sticker. How's it going? It's going pretty good, Eat Hershey's. How you doing? What's your favorite kind of Hershey's, man? What's your favorite? Like for me growing up, it was always the cookies and cream. Always the cookies and cream. It was so good back in the day. There are a couple of story beats that they introduced that they just don't follow up on towards the end. But it's like one of those things I'm like, whatever. It's okay for this in a rom-com. Dream Drop Distance had the best story. Argue with Your Mama. I mean, it started introducing the convoluted stuff. But the best story, it was definitely a mindfuck. The ending was a mindfuck. Would you want Elementals in Kingdom Hearts 4? I haven't seen it myself. I like the aspects of the world and how it was presented, but I just don't know where that would fit in Kingdom Hearts because there's no main villain in the movie. There isn't a main villain in the movie. There's no crazy like locales that they go to. It's a self-contained rom-com movie. So I couldn't see it in Kingdom Hearts. I really couldn't. Unless they somehow related it to the characters. Just gotta say, my son is turning 13 this Saturday. To all who have or will have kids in the future, cherish every moment because time flies. Wow, that is awesome, Shay. Congratulations to your son, bro. 13 years old? He officially a teenager, bro. Holy shit. That is awesome, dude. I hope he has a fantastic birthday, man. Seriously. Neo, when are you getting the soundboard? Been working on your sounds, boy. Ooh. I don't know exactly when I'm going to get it, Trapped in My Psyche. I'll have to look into some stuff, but it is definitely in the next couple months I will purchase one. And I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you very much, Trapped in My Psyche. Neo, I don't watch a lot of anime, but I finished Monster, and it's one of the best written series I've ever seen. The stories and characters were amazing for the time it came out. Johan is top-tier villains. Yes, dude. If you guys have not watched Monster yet, please do. I implore you to. It is phenomenal. Top anime series of all time, in my opinion. My cousin is having a baby in December. Time is going to fly. Dude, it's insane. Like, my friend Walter and my friend Toma, who I've known for, like, since 2011, their kids, who I've literally watched grow from when they came out the womb, I've met them. These kids are about to be 10 years old next year. I can't even fathom that. My mind is fucking blown just thinking about that, dude. It's insane. It's so fucking insane. Neo, pick 2 numbers that could be the Metacritic score for Final Fantasy 16. I could see 89. And if the game is as good as what they're saying, I could see 91. Knowing my luck, it'll probably be 93 or 87. 199 Super Chat from Hibachi. What are your thoughts on that epic Flash cameo? Oh, God. So, this is spoilers. But if you're talking about the one that's at the very, very tail end of the movie, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was very much so a case of, dude, this movie, it just, every place you think they go. And they went there. It was perfect for this kind of movie. You know, just like everything that was like, okay, how could this movie get any more movie? And I'm trying to speak about it in a way that I don't get into spoilers. And then they just pull up with that. And I'm just like, oh, fucking course. So it's cool in that respect. It's not the worst cameo in the movie. There is plenty worse cameos. You're watching an anime movie tomorrow. Lonely Castle in the Mirror. Lonely Castle in the Mirror. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Lonely Castle in a Mirror. Like, literally, that cameo, you're just like, you're not thinking about it. You don't see it coming, and then it comes, and you're like, what? Tom Holland is down bad after seeing that Zendaya new movie. Oh, God, yeah. Mans is in the church, posted up like Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3. Is The Flash good, or should you watch Spider-Verse again? I would watch Spider-Verse again. The Flash... Okay, here's the best comparison. The Flash is... Okay, The Flash is No Way Home off of Wish. That's the best way I could describe it. If you order No Way Home off of Wish, you get The Flash. You get the Flash movie. Hey, shout out to the Black Clover fans. Yeah, I heard they like that new movie. Chris, have you played the Fallout games? Yeah, I have. I've played 3, New Vegas, a little bit of the very, very first Fallout. 4, most of it. Didn't finish 4 because it didn't hook me towards the end. You done been heard of the Heathens cover by Wolves at the Gate? I have not, Danny. I have not. I'm going to check your feed because I know you've definitely posted that. Dude, the Across the Spider-Verse ending? Yo. I mean, listen. Okay, I'm going to just say this now. Y'all been had time to see this movie. It's been 3 weeks, man. That Across the Spider-Verse ending, dude. Even though I knew this shit was coming because, yeah, they going to have another movie next year. The way they just end it right there. Miles in Earth 42 confronting himself. And it's just like the tension, the suspense, the buildup, everything to that scene where I knew deep down, like, okay, this is not Miles's Earth. But the way they play with it, clever angles, showing the different universes was masterful. Building up the suspense to that scene. And then the reveal. Oh my God. And it got even better on a rewatch. Because then I noticed on a rewatch that Miles' mom, even though you already know that this is not the same universe, she has different eyes in Earth 42, like different eye color. I was like, oh shit, that is great. Like there's so much, like every single frame of Spider-Verse. Like I said, there's so much detail to it, man. They was cooking with that movie, bro. And I can't wait to see what they do with Beyond the Spider-Verse, man. Like that title, Beyond the Spider-Verse, like something is happening. And the music, the build-up to that scene, because it plays the, the Spider-Verse theme that we all know. And in the first movie, the way that ended, it was just so happy and it was so bombastic and it was great. And then this one is like just so much energy, raw energy, so... But it still does the build-up into it. Oh! Hey, Kareem, welcome to the chat, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm happy you could catch a stream. Yeah, I've noticed, like, since we did this late night stream, we got a lot of people who normally wouldn't come to the stream, which is awesome. Shout out to y'all. We might experiment doing some different streams every now and then. So Alan wants to know how's everybody's Tears of the Kingdom progress going. So I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom in like 3 weeks. Ugh, I know it's very bad. But yeah, I booted up the game, I was just running around. I wasn't really doing main missions, man. I was just like exploring and not maxing out the map, but discovering all different points in the map. Yo, dude, Spider-Verse's pacing is like the quickest 2-hour plus movie I've ever seen, bro. It's handled so well. And dude, that scene when Miles is escaping from the other Spider-Men and women, and he was on the ship, and then he just like outsmarts Miguel temporarily, and just the way the music swells, and he says goodbye, Gwen, and he just jumps off the ship. Oh my god, bro. No, Kareem, I have actually not checked out the new season of Black Mirror. I haven't really watched Black Mirror since the original, and that was years ago. But yeah, I'll definitely check out the new season because I haven't watched it in a while. I need a new TV show to watch. Maybe we might watch that new season of Black Mirror. Yeah, and the way Spider-Verse handled cameos and Easter eggs and nostalgia, I think was much better than No Way Home, and certainly better than The Flash. Oh my god, dude. Like when we finally talk spoilers about The Flash, Jesus Christ. Would you say the ending was a cliffhanger, Maddie? Dude, you know what the funny thing is, Flame, about that show, Oshinoko? The funny thing is, my sister and I, we were just listening to random anime music, some bangers here and there, and the algorithm played this really dope song, and we're just like, what is this? And we look up the song on Google, and we're like, I was like, oh my god. It was from the show. I believe it was the intro. And I was like, that shit slaps. I think I need to watch this show more than anything. Nick Jackson says, what's up, Neo? I'm new to the channel. Cool to be here in the live. Oh, I appreciate you, Nick Jackson. Well, enjoy your stay, my brother. This is Ask Neo. This is just us chilling, hanging out, having fun. We talk gaming stuff. We talk movies. We talk real world things. All that jazz, bruh. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. Dude, I can't wait to see what they pull off in Beyond the Spider-Verse, because they've already done live action in Across the Spider-Verse. And Beyond, oh my god, dude. Do you think we're going to get a situation where Miles ends up in like the real world? Holy fuck. I hope they don't shove him into the Sony movies. I really hope they don't. God, don't put him in the Venomverse. Yeah, Lisa, for the Japanese promo for Across the Spider-Verse, she did a song. That's my girl right there, Lisa. I love her. Okay, no, I'm definitely going to watch the first episode at least, Flame. Flame, listen, hold me accountable. After this stream, I'm going to go cook some food. If you are still awake in 90 minutes, Flame, and I have not tweeted that I'm watching Oshinoko, you have all the rights to, well, more so than usual, roast me on the timeline, and I'm just going to retweet everything you say, and I'm like, yeah, he's right. You can say the most outlandish shit, and I'm just like, yeah, he's right. If I don't watch that first episode tonight, I will. I promise it, and everybody will hold me accountable. Neo, do you think Gwen is dying next movie? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Gwen die, and I think that would be an interesting way to cap off a trilogy. But at the same time, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 showed us that you don't need to kill everybody to have a happy ending for characters. And that's cool. Hey, Daniel Pack is here. The Penguin Enforcer, my man. Late Night Ass Neo, it must be Christmas. Yo, y'all are fucking with the Late Night Ass Neos. Okay, I see how it is. Did somebody say Gwen die? Yes, they said Gwen died, Danny. Yes, they did, bro. Danny is just like, yeah, that's what I like in my morning coffee. Just the death of Gwen Stacy. What if it's the Emma Stone Gwen Stacy, Danny? Dude, Spider-Punk was sick. I love Daniel Kaluuya in that role. He was just so fucking funny, man. It's a metaphor for capitalism. Taking a crap on the establishment, I salute you. Dude, so here's the thing, Red Sage. You bring up a good point, and I was talking about this with Jason. Me and Jason last week, yo. This man, Jason, you know what we did last Thursday before we saw one of the movies of all time, that being The Flash? Jason took us out to this really dope restaurant called Houston's, right? And man, it was a pretty shrinking place, not gonna lie, with the best fucking rotisserie chicken I've ever had in my life, bro. Holy shit, it was so good. But we was over there over dinner, you know, all these other people around us were having some like weirdo conversations about whatever. We was over here just talking about Spider-Verse and the ending and the implications that come from it. Miguel O'Hara as a character, I feel like there's more than meets the eye to him. I feel like everything that he's doing now, he is saying this stuff because that's all he knows. I don't think all of what he's saying, like incursions and anomalies, I don't think that's accurate. I feel like he's just doing the best with what he's got. But what he's saying isn't accurate, because Mayday in and of itself, she is an anomaly because Peter B. Parker came into Miles's universe. He met Miles, and because Miles and him had interactions, it gave Peter the strength to be a better person, and he had Mayday. Wouldn't Mayday be an anomaly? That completely changed the course of events for that universe. So what is going on here? What is happening? And that's one thing I hope that the next movie explores. Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya is great, bro. Flash is the movie of all time. Yo, Flash is a movie. Yo, okay, Jason. All right, so me and Jason went to this restaurant, and I shit you not, we were not lying here. The name of the dish was I'll Have the Chicken. The name was I'll Just Have the Chicken. That literally was the name of the dish. And I was like, that is funny. That is hilarious. $4.99 coming in from Julian Phoenix. Have you seen those think pieces on Spider-Verse? I think people are looking too deep. What think pieces in particular, Julian Phoenix? The only one that I saw that got a lot of discourse, unfortunately, was about a lot of people thinking Gwen Stacy was transgender because she had the transgender flag in her room. And if you look at the colors that play during the movie and the situations that she's involved in with her father and blah, 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 I don't necessarily think she's transgender. I think that the events that what she's going through is extremely relatable to someone who could be struggling with their identity. And I think that is just a testament to really strong writing and characterization that we have seen in a lot of comics, especially Spider-Man. One of the benefits about Spider-Man, if you've been reading Spider-Man comics for so many years, is that he is extremely relatable to everybody. Race, gender, ethnicity, where you come from, different walks of life. There's something so relatable about the character of Peter Parker, and people love that, which is why it's so asinine to me that Marvel would not let the character grow up in the comics. Because, dude, Spider-Man is relatable, and we all love him. But you know what else we also love? Seeing our characters age and go through life and go through different problems. It's kind of part of the reason why I want Persona characters to go into college and adulthood, to see different shit, go through different shit. Like, that's what it's all about. And yeah, I don't think you should take that away from someone who maybe is transgender or someone who is struggling with their identity. If they see Gwen Stacy and what she's going through as like, dude, that's literally me, cool. But I don't necessarily think that all these implications means that she's a trans character. I think that she could be a great role model for people who are transgender, but I don't think that the filmmakers intended that. I think it's just, like I said, a testament to the strong writing and characterization that come from it. They're saying Miguel is racist. No, I think Miguel is just asinine in the way he's handling things. I don't think he's racist. I don't think he's racist at all. But what he's saying is so funny because literally the way Miguel talks in that movie is exactly how these weirdo people online who refuse to call Miles Spider-Man, that's how they talk. So I think it's just so funny. It's so tongue-in-cheek. Like, literally, it's like, wow, the way these weirdos act online about Miles Morales is exactly how Miguel O'Hara acts. Yo, the thirst for Miguel O'Hara is so funny. It is hilarious, bro. But I will say the worst part about Spider-Verse for me was how they handled Ben Reilly's character. I understand that their whole shtick was, listen, we're going to poke fun at the 90s and how comics were written back then and how things were approached and everything. But at the same time, like, I love Ben Reilly as a character, and I just feel like you could have done more with him than just comedic relief. Yeah, Miguel is. Yeah, exactly, Red Sage. Crazy that they found the other Hispanic Spider-Man to be the mouthpiece for the racist fans. It's crazy how that shit fucking works, man. I have not seen a female version of Miguel. I have not seen any of the fandom discourse when it comes to that front. Oh, I've seen the thirst stuff. But what female version of Miguel are y'all talking about? I might have to see that. Somebody just put the whole movie on Twitter. Oh, that's one of the benefits of having like Twitter Blue or something. You just, yeah, I'll just upload unlimited movies. Like, fuck it, here we go. Here's all Shrek 2, y'all. $2 super chat from Zack Rodriguez. Am I weird for liking Spider-Man 1? Movie is funny. No, you're not, bro. I mean, I went through my hate phase of the Ramey trilogy. You guys know this, like 10 years ago. But now I'm just like, yeah, those movies have their problems, as do all Spider-Man movies. And I can appreciate the good aspects, the fun aspects, the cheese, you know. Like, there's just some moments that are just so timeless. Like, I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get these cranberries. Like, that's funny, bro. That's so earnest. And yeah, I could sit here and pick apart characterization and all the wrong shit about the Ramey trilogy, but at the same time, they have their strengths. And it's just, there's some funny, like, bro, every line of that movie is a fucking quote. Even if it's not meant to be. Like, you and I are not so different, Spider-Man. Like, why is that funny? Why is that funny? Why is this man saying he's something of a scientist himself? Why is that funny? I don't know, but it is. But I will say it's weird when I see some people say like I've seen some people say shit like what's it called? Like, how do I describe it? You either have to be all in with the love and no critiques about it, or you just have to hate it. I remember I saw like somebody saying that. I'm just like, I feel like you can do both, especially as time passes, you know? You know what the funniest thing is about, and this is not just the Ramey trilogy, this also happens in the Andrew Garfield movies and the Tom Holland movies. Bro, if your only exposure to Spider-Man media are the movies, you would think that this is the most like he goes through some shad shit every single movie. Like, can this man ever be happy? Like, he went through some crazy shit, bro. Like, every movie somebody has to die. Every movie. Fucking Uncle Ben died. Norman Osborn killed himself. And then, you know, in the next movie, like, Doc Ock dies, but Peter Parker realized he has to be Spider-Man, so that was sad. And then Spider-Man 3, that movie in and of itself is depressing because it exists. But at the same time, it's like, fuck. Everyone's dying. Harry died. Like, no happy endings, bro. In Amazing Spider-Man, Uncle Ben died. In the next movie, Gwen dies. Like, I think the only movie where Spider-Man has ever been like legitimately happy was Spider-Man Homecoming. Every other movie is some type of nonsense shit happening, bro. We don't acknowledge Far From Home though. Fucking No Way Home. Aunt May dies. He's alone. He's broke. He's depressed, but he perseveres. He's Spider-Man. I love it. I eat that shit up. Like, that's literally all Spider-Man fans. Like, at the end of No Way Home, it's so sad, but it's so happy. And we're like, yeah, he doesn't have friends. His family is gone. Nobody knows who he is. Ah. We are so weird, but we love it. Yeah, that final shot of No Way Home is one of the top Spider-Man moments. Oh, Danny, you didn't like, you know, Peter being naked with some random chick and then someone seeing it and snapping a photo. Like, you didn't like that shit, bro? You didn't like his adventures? Like, being on vacation with his friends, because vacation is all he ever wanted it. Vacation. Yeah, every scene with Zendaya in that movie was great. Zendaya is the worst thing to happen to Spider-Man? No. Zendaya is awesome, bro. I just wish they gave her more to do in the movies, because Zendaya is a good actor. They didn't start utilizing her until the third movie. Neo, what would you do if Starfield flopped? I would be very sad, because I'm so excited for that game. And if it's terrible, I'd be crying, bro. Like, crying. At that point, I'm just like, all right, Xbox is done. You can't have Redfall and Starfield flop in the same year. You can't do it. At that point, I would legitimately high-key consider just stop gaming on Xbox, period. Oh, man. But no, I don't think that's going to happen. There's no way that's going to happen. If Starfield flops, that'll be Starfall. Ooh, bars right there. Bars right there. Yeah, to me, Far From Home is the worst Spider-Man movie. It's that when I say that, I'm not saying the movie itself is terrible. But what I'm saying is, for a Spider-Man movie, for Spider-Man doing Spider-Man shit, tackling Spider-Man shit, it didn't really do that until the final act. And I'm talking about him just swinging and stuff like that. I'm talking about more than just like, oh, I'm on vacation. I want to hang out with my friends. I don't want to be Spider-Man because I just want to be on vacation. I'm like, bruh, it's literally just Spider-Boy all throughout the movie. And I thought at the end of Homecoming, it's like, we got Spider-Man. And it's like, no, you didn't. You thought you did, but you didn't. And then at the end of No Way Home, it's like, all right, now we have Spider-Man. I'm like, yay. Because I look at it like this. The moments where, like, it's just Peter Parker doing Peter Parker shit in the Ramey movies and in the Mark Webb movies were stronger than what Tom was doing in Far From Home, you know? Yeah, I'm excited for Spider-Man 2. I'm excited for that game. Craven. Woo! And I'm just excited to get, like, a Spider-Man story with an adult Peter Parker. You know? I just love that shit, man. I eat that shit up if it's good. But I'm looking at the clock, you guys, and it is officially 11:30. It's a little past 11:30 right now, which means your boy has got to wrap up the stream for tonight. I know if it feels like it went by really quick, but you know, that's just what it is when we hanging out with such great people, having great banter and great convo. Shout out to y'all for coming through to this late night edition of Ask Neo. I know normally I do them at 7:30s. At 7:30, but you know, we had to push it back for this evening. But still, we had a really good turnout of people. We got a lot of people who we normally don't see here, which is awesome. So we might experiment doing stuff like that. But before I go, I'm just looking at the top, just making sure I didn't miss any super chats. Yes, I did. Holy shit, I'm so sorry about this. We have a $5 super chat coming in from Ryuzaki Koizumi. I am so sorry, my guy. But he says, what up, bro? I just realized next month my wallet is going to be begging for mercy because of anime figures. In the worlds of Kevin Hart, help me. Help me. So what figures come out next month? Oh, man, I don't really collect too many figures. I mean, most of the time when I get figures, it's like Christmas gifts or just random like stuff that people in my life gift me. Like Jason got me these Persona figures. It's awesome. The Nendroids, Yusuke Urameshi, Nendroid my sister got me, and then she bought me, I think this is like my first like legitimate like huge anime figure. She got me a Rengoku statue, which is fucking incredible. I really want to unbox it and put it somewhere, but I just don't know where to display it. I need to find the space. Oh, okay, I see you, Rizaki. Nice, bro. But yeah, guys, before we go, we got to do something that has become standard on these Ask Neo streams. We got to have ourselves a hydration check. Now, what is a hydration check? It's my way of keeping y'all accountable, making sure you drink your water, because water is very important and we don't drink enough of it. Today, we are finishing up this bottle of ShopRite branded Bowl and Basket seltzer. This is the watermelon flavor. It's okay. It's all right. I just bought a 12-pack of this because I was like, I need a 12-pack of seltzer. Let me try this out. It's all right. It's not my usual vintage or Canada Dry, Schweppes. It's not the top tier water, but that'll do, pig. That'll do. So on the count of 3, we go ahead and chug this. 1, 2, 3. Hydration, y'all. Now we're going to finish it all. All right. There we go. Watermelon flavored TV static, as all the kids say. But yeah, you guys, that's it for Ask Neo. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Enjoy your mornings, your evenings, your afternoons, whatever time zone you may in. Get a lot of gaming in, eat a lot of great food, have a lot of great sex. And for me to do for now, my name is NGS signing out. And like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.